fair weather politics. They move to a political party they think can give them tickets, all right? Win if possible, all right? When it's no longer going their way, they move to another party. But Nigerians are not craving for that. Nigeria wants politicians who are ready to defend the interests of the public at all time, okay? If you look at, if like some of the lawmakers have come out to say that they're no longer satisfied with the principles, policies, and achievements or promises not fulfilled by this current administration, the question would be, what did you do as an elected official within the last 3 years that you've been there? Okay. As a lawmaker, what bill did you present? What motion did you move and was passed that was not implemented in the interest of the public? All right? What views have you canvassed in public interest that was not heeded by the executive? Okay? If, for example, the president hasn't done what he was supposed to do, or the party was not leading them to the direction they wanted to go, why haven't we heard from them all of this time that they are complaining that the party was not doing the right thing, or maybe the president was not even doing the right thing? They haven't been able to establish all of these things. All right? It's only very clear that close to the election, they are looking for opportunity to get a return to the National Assembly. That is what it is to me, fair and square, nothing more.
Simple personal interest. Now, away from all this now, back to you, Sonny, now. With all these defections and search for personal interest of politicians and everything going on currently now, what advantage or disadvantage does he have on our democracy?
Well, one thing that has come out from all of this is that there should be some new additions to the Constitution of Nigeria. Nigerian politics has been left in the hands of people who do not really understand what politics is all about. Politics is about the interests and the welfare of the people. That's why today when you hear of key political leaders and thinkers, they talk about Plato, they talk about the most John Stuart Mill, they talk about John Locke. These are key people who postulated political thoughts geared towards improving the generality of the people in the polity, not people like Immanuel Kant and the other man who postulated the theory of the end justifies the mean. That's Machiavelli. Right. The kind of people we now have in the polity are people who are coming to say that the end justifies the means, and it is wrong. We need people who are coming into politics to galvanize the overall issues and politics that will create social cohesion and improve the well-being of Nigerians. And they are lacking in the polity. What we have are card-carrying, bag-carrying people. Whatever they get, they put inside and lock and take to their families. And that is why we are advocating that Nigerian politics should be based on ideology. You have APC, and it's supposed to be progressive, but most of the people are there like merchants of Venice. All they want is to maximize their interests and go home. Once there is a little threat to the maximization of their interest, they begin to shout. And why do you shout? That your government, the same government that you were elected, you are a key player in the government, maybe number 3 or 4. Your own is to make laws. Let's start from the lawmakers who have begun to defect. You are the person to make laws. If you are number 3, number 4, number 5, or even in the ranking, you are also a strong key stakeholder in the government. What did you do if you notice that something is wrong, did you raise the flag early enough to say, look, as we have started this government, it does not appear to me that this government will take us to the promised land. It doesn't appear to me that the government will fulfill any of the promises they made to the people. So I'm resigning. When you want to see people who have morals, they will raise their hands that, look, like you see in the US, how many people have resigned so far from Trump administration? So many. They say, look, we cannot take that. That's not what we came for. They raise their hands and they quit. Here, even an armed robber in government does not want to resign. He must take all the profits. And when the ship is sinking, that's the only time they want to go. And this is the time they want to leave. Today is 26th of July. And they have timed it so well that once we leave, we go and do primaries. We get our tickets, then we come back to sink the government. Why do you people have the temerity to swallow the interests of Nigerians and protect only their own? I'm not among those Nigerians who will clap. Ordinarily, moving from one party to the other should be a big story. For instance, if you see now, okay, you see that Marcus Rubio is moving from Republican to Democratic Party. Or you see that, okay, Theresa May is moving from the Conservative. She's going to Labour. Big news. Then something fundamental has taken place. But here you see politicians. Today, PDP, and PDP is supposed to be what? What is the ideology of PDP? Nobody can say. You come to APC, the ideology is progressive, right? But the actors, the political actors, don't ascribe to anything. All they ascribe to is my belly and my family. This is a politics of disgrace.
Okay, now he spoke about ideology, but now let me come to you, Desmond. Now, let's talk about party ideology now. Party ideology now has been the center stage of defection. Now, as a journalist, in your own thoughts now, how has party ideology affected membership of persons in political parties?
Has there been anything like party ideology in Nigeria? Well, maybe if it was in the very earliest days when you have people like Ahmadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa, Awolowo, and Nnamdi Azikiwe, maybe their generation, we had semblance of ideology, not at the moment. I have not seen anything that looks like party ideology from 1999 that I started following politics, all right, very closely. I have not seen anything that looks like it. As a matter of fact, there is nothing like party ideology. We just have nomenclature, the names. This is PDP, all right? When it was convenient for them, it was AD. Then it became AC. I think it was one time ADC, then AC, ACN, all right? From there, they became APC, okay? If you check the trajectory, nothing was different in the name, all right? Also from APP to ANPP, all right? You have a breakaway, then you now have CPC. They all came together again, the ACN, the CPC, the ANPP, and a faction of the ABGA, all right? Nothing was different. Then it came to 2014, which is the most annoying part of the whole thing to me. 2014, some people moved away massively from PDP that everybody was criticizing, and they emptied themselves into the new mega party called APC. I would not say that the PDP was wrong and the APC was right. I thought it's the human factor that is in the party that matters, and not the name of the party. So if everybody in PDP moved to APC, all right, we should start calling APC PDP, and PDP another name, whatever. So if everybody also moved today from APC to or back to PDP, we should also see them in that light. I don't think we should celebrate any of these people, because there is nothing like ideology. They don't subscribe to any ideology. All right? What do you stand for? I still believe that one of the biggest problems we have in this country is the fact that we have not invested so much in building of strong institutions. Until we start looking in that direction, we have not started building this nation.
Okay. Okay, now, before we get to our final question, we have limited time on our hands now. Now, back to you, Sonny. Now, what kind of ideologies do you think should not be lacking in any political party in Nigeria?
I'm not the one to decide what ideology any party should have. We have passed through a long journey in the political history of Nigeria. But ideology is completely lacking. Whether it is to the left or to the right, to centrist ideology, it is left for politicians. It does not really matter what ideology a country adopts or political parties adopt. What matters is good governance, giving hope to the hopeless. And what do people want in politics? A sense of inclusion, a sense of opportunity, as opposed to a sense of alienation, and the winner takes it all that we have been singing since we became men. The winner takes it all. What are they looking for? Once a government takes over, all they want to do is to control NNPC, control the NIMASA, control Nigerian Post Authority, control FIRS, control the key revenue generation organs of government, and then they smile home. And they make promises. None will be fulfilled. We will repair this road. In Nigeria, why has it become so fashionable that we cannot fix our refineries to give us petrol to drive, for the ordinary citizens to have to move from one place to another? Why is it difficult to clear ports, roads in Lagos so that Nigerians can pass? A port that brings goods, that brings money, and the road is blocked completely for years. There is something wrong. And we must rise up. It's beyond politics. The politics we are talking about is beyond Buhari, it's beyond Jonathan, it's beyond PDP, it's beyond APC. What we are looking for is good governance. And unfortunately, you see people, every day you begin to talk, oh, it's because of PDP left. So when PDP left, what did they leave behind? Suffering. Okay, it's because APC has come. That's why suffering is continuing. If APC leaves today, do they take away the sufferings? The structural defects in Nigeria, they are still there. Very open, staring us in the face. We must bring leaders who will solve the fundamental problems of Nigeria so that transportation will no longer be a problem. If you go to Britain, you move with your Oyster card, you swipe. If you want to enter bus, they stop in front of your house. You swipe and enter. You want to enter train, even if you take your bicycle, you drop at the train station and swipe your card and go to where you are going seamlessly. What is difficult? Nigerian leaders go there, enjoy these services, and come back. You still hear now that some people, because of selfish, narrow interests, are still arguing that Nigeria is not right for electronic voting. Why? But you use ATM, you use GSM that every other country uses, and it's good. When it is time to vote electronically, that's just not right, so that you can rig the election and do vote buying. And then you still carry your agbada to show that you are the biggest man. Look, these people must stop changing Nigeria. It's the cheating and misgovernance, misrule, using the banner of political parties. Oh, it is because of PDP, it's because of APC, it's because of this. Nigeria should wake up.
Okay.
The issues we are looking for are beyond these parties. They are fundamental issues that the government should come and address. Whether it is a government to the left, a government to the right, what Nigerians are looking for is good governance.
Okay, now finally, real quick, while we're trying to round up now, what is your opinion or your recommendation, Sonny, on ending defection?
Defections will never end. As long as we have selfish individuals who masquerade or parade themselves as politicians, working for the interests of Nigerians, defections will never end when the laws of the land are not respected. Section 68, 1G. If the court will give effect to that section of the law, defections will stop. And defections will also stop when Nigerian politics is laden on or embedded on ideology as opposed to nothing that we have at the moment.
Okay, how about you? What's your opinion on ending defection?
Yeah, I will just take off from where I stopped the last time. If we must build this country, stop all of these rots, as evident in this defection we just talked about, then we have to start building strong institutions. It's very, very clear. The reason you go to America and you say the system is working, you go to the United Kingdom, like Sonny said, and you said the structure is working, all right? In the course of our traveling, we have seen all of these things. It's because they have strong institutions, all right? The system does not look at your face. It looks at the law, all right? And the law is operated based on the rule, what you call rule of law, not rule of interest.
Okay.
All right? So if you build that very strong institution, the lawmaker who is there knows that he cannot violate this. And the enforcement process must also be very, very right. All right? The global community has looked at that direction. That was why in the successor framework to the Millennium Development Goals, they came up with the Sustainable Development Goal. And Goal 16 of that framework talked about peace, justice, and strong institution. If Nigeria can adopt the SDGs as its development plan, it will be a step in the very right direction because it articulates everything you need to do to give development to your people.
Okay.
Also talks about how you can eradicate poverty, how you can eradicate corruption, how you can build strong institutions to ensure that things are done rightly. Every step you take will outlive the current government. If the government today has taken some very good steps, the next government cannot come and erase all of the progress that have been made. All right, we'll be building on this. All right, we'll give ourselves a timeline that within the next 15 years we are going to be at that level, and with the right structure in place, definitely we'll get there. But when we walk by the whims and caprices of some leaders just coming, masquerading as the big men in town, at the end of the day, we won't go anywhere. We need strong institutions and not big men that cannot take the nation to the place of Eldorado.
All right, thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
on the show and sharing your ideas with us. We appreciate your presence. Well, that's much you can take here on Inside Story this week. I'm going to see you guys again, same station next week. Goodbye.
La. My name is Femi Anikula Kokuti. This is just to tell you, beg you, plead with you. Don't let anybody lure you into being violent. It's very important for us to have a peaceful elections. We need to think about the future of this country, of our children. We can be a great nation. And the first step is desist from being violent. Let's have a peaceful elections.
On Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
Did you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the tallest reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
For innovative research-based analysis, fresh news and programs, join us on PTV, the People's Oriented Station, transmitting on Star Times Channel 120, showing across 36 states in Nigeria, and Channel 77 on Strong Decoder across 52 countries. Yes, you asked for it. Now you have the best of television. You can also follow us on our social media platforms showing on your screen. People's Television, powered by you.
Soldiers helping Nigerian forces fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislatures.
This is coming together of people who are engaged.
Executive order should comply with the law.
I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have
said there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner, one of place the end of justice
no religious body in Nigeria
validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is
here we go then. Great atmosphere and the allure and glamour of this international champions cup. Rashford inside the area, Rashford scores! Rashford tucked home by Marquinhos, Chiellini has scored. Pastore in the box, and Mosley! Iwobi, yes, Arsenal level it. Shot from Dendez, oh what a goal! An absolute doozy.
It's new, it's here. It's premium entertainment for everyone. From August 1st, get popping every day with Ebony Life TV. Mondays are for Nollywood. Tuesdays are for novellas. The Next Generation have a blast on Wednesdays. Thursdays are for drama. Fridays are there to excite you and binge every weekend.
soldiers helping Nigerian forces fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislatures.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law.
I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have said there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner will explain the end of justice about
No religious body in Nigeria.
Validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is
My name is Femi Anikula Kokuti. This is just to tell you, beg you, plead with you. Don't let anybody lure you into being violent. It's very important for us to have a peaceful elections. We need to think about the future of this country, of our children. We can be a great nation. And the first step is desist from being violent. Let's have a peaceful elections.
On Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
And soldiers helping Nigerian forces fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislatures.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law.
I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview.
Hello and welcome to PTV Today. I am Aisha Jibrin. Nigeria's ruling All Progressive Congress is insisting that it is relieved that Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom is no longer a party member. This, according to APC's national chairman, Adams Oshiomhole, is because the governor had no projects to point to as a dividend of his 3-year sojourn in office. He also accused the Benue governor of playing politics with the killings when in actual fact one of his close associates who was presently in police custody had a hand in the death of one of the Catholic priests in the state. Oshiomhole said when Ortom was questioned for non-performance, he told the party that he spent funds meant for salaries and other development on security. The APC chairman spoke at an interactive session with journalists in Abuja.
From the point of view of our leaders in Benue State, their position was clear, that they do not believe that fielding Governor Autumn on the APC platform in 2019 election can only lead to electoral defeat for a number of reasons. They reminded us that in spite of the allocation accrued to Benue State, and in spite of the bailout funds amounting to over 20 billion that he had received in 2 installments of 10 billion each, and in addition to the huge sums of money that Benue State collected from Pirates Club refund, Governor Autumn has not and is not paying salaries to Benue workers as and when due, including teachers, local government employees, and the state civil servants. He's owing some of them as much as 12 months' salaries, some more than 15 months' salaries, 16 months' salaries. And so the entire economy of Benue State that survived largely on civil servants' salaries is to that extent compromised. Of course, what is not readily obvious to many, and they told us, is the fact that those of our elders who had built houses as part of their rural retirement benefit strategy, which they rent out to civil servants, and who expect to live on rent paid by civil servants who are tenants, the fact that the entire civil service and public service workers in Benue are not being paid means that they in turn are defaulting in the payment of their rents. And of course, it doesn't require a seasoned economist to also understand the implication of this on the market women and market men, and therefore the commercial life of the people of Benue State. So this element alone substantially explains a vicious cycle of poverty in Benue State that has been deepened under Governor Autumn. The second is that they draw attention to the fact that Governor Autumn has complicated by his own actions and poor judgment the security situation in Benue State. And they draw attention to the fact that some of those who have been arrested in respect of killings in Benue were people who have been associated with Governor Autumn, including people who have been in his employment, including in particular a guy who was known to have been involved in Boko Haram activities and who he knowingly recruited to manage what they call a forestry guide or things like that. These people, as we speak, have been arrested and they have been in police custody.
The police have sealed off the Benue State House of Assembly complex. This development has forced members to scale the fence to the premises of the complex. Now moving away from...
This is the situation at the Benue State Assembly on Friday. The place is crawling with police operatives who are denying entry to everyone. Not even state legislators were spared. For them, this is the height of impunity.
We sought to know. There was no cogent explanation from the most senior police officer that attended to us, except that he has superior orders from above to take charge of the assembly. After a series of pleadings, we could not be allowed entrance. But let me state that we are law-abiding people. We will never resort to getting in a skiff cuff with the police. We have therefore decided to withdraw the peaceful rest, since we have a duty covered by the Constitution that allows us that we have the powers to sit anywhere within the landmass of Benue State. We shall therefore leave them in the premise and precincts of the assembly and continue to do our legitimate duties somewhere else, since they have found the assembly so comfortable.
Also at the complex is the former speaker who was impeached a few days ago.
The House was adjourned from 10th of July to the 15th of August. And until 15th, the House cannot reconvene because I am only the person that has saddled the responsibility of reconvening the House. The majority leader has not brought it to my attention that there's a need to sit. Members have not gotten to me. If they have any issue, they will let me know, and it must be of public interest. So I am saying that as far as I'm concerned, there has been no sitting, and I'm waiting until the 15th when I will convene the House, and then the business of the House will continue. Okay. So I am the Speaker, and I will continue to be the Speaker until that is done.
The police siege forced the Benue State House of Assembly to move legislative session to the old banquet hall of the government house.
The Benue State House of Assembly has suspended the former Speaker, Tekimbi Inyagi, for 6 months. His suspension is coming on a day the police prevented the lawmakers from sitting. The lawmakers' decision was taken at the old banquet hall of the government house in Makurdi.
Only a few days ago, members of the Benue Assembly impeached former Speaker Tekimbi Inyagi. Now the state legislators have slammed a 6-month suspension on him. This, they say, is because of the role he played in the invasion of the Assembly complex by the police. The motion for the former Speaker's suspension was moved by Majority Leader Avin Boom and seconded by the Deputy Speaker Johnson Ahubi.
I brought this report to the Benue State House of Assembly through his utterances of public media. This is most unacceptable, unparliamentary of his statute. He has resisted all questions. I think that no alternative than move a motion for his suspension of that protected for 6 months and so moved.
As far as leadership is concerned, today, Mr. Speaker, you are sitting on that chair as a speaker. Yesterday, you are sitting on this side as the majority whip of this House chamber. It is God. Everything in life is destined by God. And so no man can take anybody's destiny. And so for that reason, Mr. Speaker, I am of the opinion that seconding the motion moving by the majority that have taken the Inyagi, and if others do same the way Inyagi has also done, will also follow the same suit.
The lawmakers accused the former Speaker of parading himself as the head of the legislature.
It is the decision of the House that the former Speaker, Honorable Tekimbi Inyagi, be suspended. Be suspended for the next 6 months until all these issues are sorted out. He himself has sorted out this issue, and the House is satisfactory in June with that before he will be back and back into this House. Is that the consensus of this House?
Yes. This was the main decision taken by the lawmakers after they relocated the old banquet hall in the aftermath of the police action at the
Unknown gunmen on Friday morning killed the newly inaugurated chairman of the All Progressive Congress in Idiato North local government area of Imo State, Sonny Ijagu. This is prompted to Governor Rochas Okorocha to promise 20 million naira for information that could lead to the arrest of the culprits. The governor made the promise hours after the APC local government chairman was shot dead by an unknown gunman believed to be political assassins on his way home after attending a meeting at the APC Secretariat in Owerri, the state capital. The late politician was killed 3 days after he was elected as the APC chairman of Idiato North local government area. Meanwhile, the police said they've launched an investigation into the killing. The late Ijagu was one of the 27 chairmen who were inaugurated on Monday after the emergence of Daniel Nwafo as state chairman at the first Congress held at the ward, local government and state levels. The Congresses were based on ruling by a federal high court in Owerri, presided over by Justice Louis Aloga, who nullified the earlier held Congresses. In spite of the gale of defections, the All Progressive Congress is not prepared to give its federal lawmakers automatic tickets as a way of making them to remain in the party. Oshomola said this at a meeting with the APC caucus in the House of Representatives at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja on Thursday. He explained that the best the party could offer in line with its democratic practice was to provide a level playing field for them through direct primaries.
This is obviously not the best of time for the ruling party, especially as it has lost a few members to other parties. But these federal lawmakers are here at the party secretariat to show solidarity with the APC leaders.
To have a family
decamp from the PDP to SDP. After 3-4 months, they said that they did 23rd of July. Honorable Amini Odi, realized that the only party that can serve his interests is APC.
Honorable Amini Odi is here. That is him. Chairman, that's him.
In his response, party chairman emphasized the need to believe in the quality of the party.
I want to be celebrated as the most cohesive, progressive, committed, people-oriented, people-driven, people-centered party. The smartest party, not the most bogus party.
One after the other, the lawmaker pledged their loyalty to the party.
I think what the national chairman assured that there's going to be fairness, justice, and equity.
And then we came basically to assure the leadership of the party that come rain, come shine, we are with the party and we are ready to work for the success of the party.
The solidarity visit is to assure the party of the loyalty of members in the face of the defection witnessed within the week.
Meanwhile, the no automatic ticket principle of the new APC national chairman is attracting reactions. In spite of the mass defection that has hit the party in the last few days, Adams Oshiomhole has ruled out automatic return tickets to APC members in the National Assembly.
These are members of the APC House of Reps caucus in a solidarity visit to the National Working Committee of the party. The visit is coming at the wake of the defection of 37 APC House of Reps members to the opposition PDP. But in spite of this, the party maintains that aspirants must earn their tickets. Reacting to the development, Nigerians believe Oshiomhole is acting as a Democrat.
I dove my heart for Oshiomhole. If anything has happened to APC in recent time, it is the coming of Oshiomhole as the national chairman of APC. Why should there be automatic ticket for any individual? In the past 2-3 years, what has the lawmakers done that make them deserve automatic ticket? These are people that day, night, afternoon, they think about what gets to their pocket. They have looked at Nigeria as a country where they represent themselves, they are not representing we who has taken them there. We saw them as better eyes to go and represent us, but they get there. What have they done for us? I respect Oshiomhole every day for that singular act he has taken.
It's a normal thing to go with the process of having primary election first before anything. It's not normal to give them that direct automatic ticket so that there will be a very concrete and selective election. You understand? Because from the point of view, it's not normal. So many people in the party will feel bad for you to come and give some certain set of people automatic tickets without having a primary election in the house.
But these Abuja residents say the idea is coming at the wrong time.
Some days ago, we saw the mass defections of the lawmakers from the ruling party to the opposition parties. And I think what Oshiomhole should be talking about now is, talking to make those who are still have confidence in the ruling party to have confidence in the party than the way he's talking about. For instance, the number of people that defected to that party are people of strong political values. Even though in his last statement some time ago he said they are big masquerade with no political values, but it's not to be talking like that, because in such a way that he's talking is still affecting the other ones who are still behind. So I frankly look at the statement of Oshiomhole at this particular period that it is null and void, and it's not expected of a chairman who is just not up to 2 weeks on the seat.
I believe so much that Oshiomhole is just playing what I name selfish interests. Maybe he's trying to make fight for the advantage of the party, in the sense that is what he said concerning there is no automatic ticket to anybody that is coming for a National Assembly or the House of Rep. It simply means that Oshiomhole is not there for, he doesn't have the interest of Nigerians at heart, because I want to emphasize basically on Nigerians, not on the party. You know, while if I should make any statement based on Nigerians, then what I will reflect his saying or whatever he said to Nigeria or what is happening in this country at this time. Oshiomhole is working for the party. It's working for the interests of the party. It's working for the interests of the ruling party, which is the APC, and as well as the interests of the Mr. President.
Ahead of the 2019 general elections, the APC say it remains a party to beat, having 25 governors and still holding majority in the National Assembly. Emmanuel Bagudu, PTV News, Abuja.
The former APC chairman, John Oyegun, has denied media reports where he was quoted as having berated the current national chairman, Adams Oshiomhole, of making statements capable of destroying the party. The statement by the Chief of Staff to Oyegun, Edwin Ihewumi, says such reports were fake news published to create the impression that there was irreconcilable differences between the two party chieftains and frustrate the ongoing reconciliation process in the ruling party. Oyegun has, however, called on the party members to support all reconciliation process headed by President Buhari and the national chairman, Adams Oshiomhole. And in Katsina, the Katsina State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has named Ahmed Baba Keita as the candidate for the August 11th by-election in Katsina North Senatorial District. This follows the death of Senator Mustapha Bukar, who represented the district. Baba Keita is the House Representatives member representing Kenka Kusada Ingawa in Katsina State. Keita scored 1,723 votes against Nasiru Sani Zango, who polled 1,474 votes at the party's primary. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says plans are underway for the decentralization of the country's seaports. Osinbajo stated this in Lagos during the stakeholders meeting to discuss the traffic congestions in Apapa and its consequences of Lagosians and the country. Now, moving away from that, the police say they're investigating the purported kidnap of Senator Dino Melaye. The police also contradicted a claim which Melaye's spokesperson made, saying they did not receive any complaint that the senator was abducted. Police spokesman Jimoh Moshood said in a Thursday night statement that the force headquarters only read the news in the media. He, however, said investigation will be conducted into the matter while urging anyone with actionable information to pass such to the authorities. The police in Lagos State have arrested the owner of the truck conveying 33,000 fuel tanker that exploded last month in Lagos. Police spokesman Chile Otile identified him as Hassan Yusuf Mewaki. He added that homicide detective is assigned to investigate the multi-fatal motor accident, have however yet to identify the truck driver. The truck owner was arrested in Kano, where he lives, and the police said he's helping to locate the driver of the ill-fated truck. The police spokesman said DNA tests to ascertain the true identities of the charred remains of the victims are ongoing. The Chairman, Police Service Commission, Musiliu Smith, has promised to reposition the Nigeria Police Force for optimum efficiency and effectiveness. The Commission's head of press and public relations, Ikechukwu Ani, said Smith made the promise when he assumed office on Friday in Abuja. He also said that the new board will work to build capacity in the Commission, adding that with teamwork, quote, we will give our countrymen and women a police force they would be proud of, unquote. The former Inspector General assured Nigerians that the Commission would place high premium on the recruitment of quality police personnel who would be exposed to structured and quality training. Security operatives have repelled an attack by Boko Haram insurgents in Jakana town in Kaga local government area of Borno. An official said a joint security team confronted dozens of insurgents armed with sophisticated weapons when they stormed the town on Thursday evening. Brigadier General Bulama Abu GOC 7 Division Maiduguri, who confirmed the incident to newsmen, said the attack was promptly repelled. Policemen stationed in Jakana, who did not want his name mentioned, said the troops fought gallantly to repel the attackers. Jakana is 50 kilometers away from Maiduguri. Major General Abba Diko has been appointed a new Commander Operation Lafia Dole in Maiduguri. This announcement came on the sideline of a major redeployment of senior officers announced by the Nigerian Army on Friday. The Army announced the appointment of Diko in a statement issued by his spokesman, Brigadier General Texas Chukwu. Until his redeployment, Diko was the commander of Operation Last Hold, presently being conducted by the Army in Borno North and Lake Chad Basin. He took over from Major General Nicholas Roger, whose new posting was not contained in the statement. The exercise sees Major General C.O. Ude, the Chief of Transformation and Innovation, takes over as the new commander, Multinational Joint Task Force in Ndemena. And that's all on the news this hour. Many thanks for watching. I am Aisha Jibrin.
My name is Femi Anikula Kukuti. This is just to tell you, beg you, plead with you, don't let anybody lure you into being violent. It's very important for us to have a peaceful elections. We need to think about the future of this country, of our children. We can be a great nation. And the first step is desist from being violent. Let's have a peaceful elections. My name is Femi Anikula Kukuti. This is just to tell you, beg you, plead with you, don't let anybody lure you into being violent. It's very important for us to have a peaceful elections. We need to think about the future of this country, of our children. We can be a great nation. And the first step is desist from being violent. Let's have a peaceful elections.
Women working in Nigeria's informal sector are everyday victims of multiple taxation, illegal levies, extortion, and human rights abuses carried out by market authorities, sometimes with support from state agents. Every year, the women lose billions of naira and irreplaceable human dignity. In the struggle to live above $1 a day, they face threats, violence, and victimization. Beginning the day 5 o'clock in the morning may be too early for most office workers, but that wee hour is already too late for most of the millions of women working in Nigeria's informal sector. It is a race against time, a determination to squeeze more hours out of the day. It means more profits for some. For others, it is simply a struggle to live above $1 a day if the taxman permits. Onitsha is the commercial nerve center of Anambra State and home to major markets such as Main Market, Ochanja, Osokwodu, Fege, Bright Street, and Headbridge Market. Because merchants come from Cameroon, Niger Republic, and the ECOWAS sub-region to buy goods, Onitsha is referred to as the commercial capital of West Africa. The Ose Fish Market in Onitsha is popular for its spectacle and for the thousands of people that come in daily from far and near. Nigeria spends about 125.38 billion naira annually on fish imports. In this market, virtually all the fish sellers are women. However, the fishes belong to men to whom the women must give account.
You know, when the men travel, when they bring it down, then drop to the women will sell it here. That is the condition of the fish. The woman is not traveling, but those men will travel and bring it down here and give it to the women. Then the women will sell and take their little commission.
Ironically, it is not the big fish merchants or importers that pay heavy tax. Rather, the women retailers with small profits that face the big problem of multiple taxation and illegal levies, a problem that has cost millions of women working in Nigeria's informal sector sleepless nights.
Some give receipts, some don't give receipts. And they must pay. If you don't get it, they beat you off. If you don't pay, they kick you very well. Before they arrive to you, you bring the money out. You don't need to ask about receipts. Just to stay quiet and pay your money. And then thank you, sir.
It is 6:30 a.m. in this part of Ose Market. These women are returning from bush farms to which they must set out as early as 4 a.m. if they intend to find fresh vegetables to buy. Some must carry their babies along in the effort to cross the poverty line. No load is too heavy to carry. No item too petty to trade in, so long as the proceeds can help to feed, if only one little mouth. Because most people here rely on daily sales before they can feed, they must not be deterred by the rain. In their kind of business, it is swim or sink. The rain may not come every day. Buyers may not come every day. But there are men who never fail to come every day. Tax and levy collectors. They are foot soldiers masquerading as agents of government. They go about terrorizing petty traders and small business owners. women are the most vulnerable. From sunrise to sunset, tax and levy collectors in their numbers pay unannounced visit to these market women. They could make over a dozen appearances in one day. Each time they turn up, they expect cash to be ready. This they can choose to collect in a nice way, sometimes in nasty ways.
There are about 5 groups. Over the Nana 50, over Nana 20, over Nana 100 naira. Na mero da. I got force. Who came to the Mama de Korea, I get believe in it, maybe send that, maybe see the garbage sees on Nani, him after the other. I will give back it up, believe and believe poor. About the choreograph, if I got never Nani, maybe.
The taxes and levies are never receipted. The huge collections, billions of naira, go into private pockets. They demand such levies as marching ground, which every trader must pay in the morning before they can display their wares, security levy, development levy, chairman's breakfast levy, sanitation levy, even when they have no business with refuse collection, and Ompa levy, another name for money for beer. The list is endless. A trader may end up paying more than 8 different levies in one day. Any resistance from the market women results in seizure of wares. Even hairdressers must pay money if they must do their work without headache. In addition to all these, the trader must pay rents and official multiple taxes to the state, local government council, and the market leadership. Aba, the commercial capital of Abia State, has 16 markets. The Ariaria International Market is the largest. It is divided into 85 zones, with each zone subdivided into lines. Ariaria is the biggest cash cow for the state and the Aba South local government. It is even more so for the legion of levy collectors and their collaborators in government. Billions of naira are collected every year in taxes and levies. However, the taxpayers have nothing to show for the huge taxes they pay. Like the entire Aba city, Ariaria is in a state of decay. It has neither amenities nor good infrastructure. The roads leading into the market and those within are in a sorry state. Drainages are clogged with refuse. Whenever it rains, flood water takes over shops, destroying wares. Traders and buyers alike must wade through dirty waters and fields. Everyone must watch out for snakes, just as everyone must be armed with rain boots. To earn a living, these taxpayers must dare cholera epidemic as they sit overwhelmed by stench from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. every day. Aside paying 300,000 naira to get a shop, traders also pay their income tax. In addition, they must pay 3,600 naira a year for what is called market tax, sanitation levy of 1,200 naira a year, environmental levy of 1,600 naira a year, refuse levy of 1,000 naira every 6 months, infrastructure levy of 2,000 naira, development levy 3,600, and 2 different security levies of 1,500 naira and 800 naira respectively. For any default, the levy is doubled and the trader's shop sealed by a market tax force. About 1 million people, including traders, transporters, laborers, dressmakers, suit designers, and shoemakers, do business in Ariaria. In the past, business people from neighboring Akwa Ibom, Imo, and River states, and from Cameroon, Niger, and Gabon thronged the market. Today, they avoid Ariaria like a plague. This bank is long closed down. its building abandoned. Same for this school that used to have over 120 pupils. Those still doing business in area or merely passing by do so while cursing under their breath. Unwilling to be identified, this former trader fled area after harassments from levy collectors almost cost him his life. He talks about the mafia-like structure of the Area Market Union, whose executives are unofficially appointed by the state government.
Being the chairman of IMATA, I mean Area International Market Traders Association. The chairman, everybody will want to smell that seat even if it's for a week. Because the amount of money that you will make out, they are building very good houses, living very good lives and spending so much. Anybody can just come into that line, into that seat, and will want to remain there. If by any means you become disobedient in one way or the other to the administration that appointed you there, you are removed.
The tax regime in Area is replicated in the 15 other markets. Traders and residents pay about 22 taxes and levies, yet Aba, also called Enyimba City, is fast turning into a big junkyard. Hygiene is not a big deal in this city. Residents live next door to epidemics. Human dignity means nothing anymore here. The United Nations Environmental Program, UNED, recommends that, quote, the overall human settlement objective is to improve the social, economic, and environmental quality of human settlement and the living and working environments of all people, particularly the urban and rural poor. Taxpayers in Aba have complained and cried themselves hoarse. Nobody seems to be listening. Each new day brings a new irony. With no pipe-borne water provided by government, most homes and business premises must sink their own boreholes. Ironically, they must pay what is called borehole levy. The Mossack Fonseca tax haven scandal, better known as leaked Panama Papers, exposed worldwide how the rich hide under their assets in offshore territories to avoid paying tax in their home countries. Nigerian investigative journalist Emmanuel Mayer obtained access to over 11 million of the leaked documents. His numerous reports detailed the layers of secrecy employed by the rich in Nigeria to perpetrate tax injustice and widen the inequality gap. But while some of the rich pay little or no tax, small businesses and poor citizens of Nigeria are weighed down by multiple taxation. 35-year-old widow Onyinyechi Obi fled the Boko Haram insurgency in the north of Nigeria. Now trying to pick up the pieces of her life in Onitsha, she faces a new type of fear and tyranny. She too must share a meager earning with a horde of tax and levy collectors.
I'm 5 years ago. I don't quiz. I don't fair cha. Don't fair. No, I reason the madam Gani Maya. Habuya Maya. Lele Chankwa. I can see a message here. When I was home in school, when I could go, a bim Yana Bem Nasopaya. I know why you go, and I'm a cocoa Bem Nazo, and I made road at 7. And I'm a cocoa. Ndị na-abịa na gasị anyị ego 2020 naira dịka tapu Monday anyị na-akwụcha ihe dịka 180 n'ụbọchị anyị ga-abịa kwụ 160 every day ụbọchị ọbụla ha na-abịa na anyị ego anyị kwụchakwa ya kwụ ụgwọ ebe anyị kpọsara ahịa ihe na-akwụ ebe a bụ ihe na-akwụ ebe a 2007 na month anyị na-akwụ ebe a ụbọchị ọbụla ndị na-anazi ego a na-abịa na anyị ego 2020 naira ụbọchị ha ga-abịa ha ga-erucha 9 ụbọchị ha ga-abịa ha ga-eru 8 ọ ka ha si akwụ ụbọchị ọbụla magoro ụfọdụ ịpụta ijuba ha jụba ha ihe ọmụ ikpere enye ha ego ha eburu ahịa gị kama ha ga-eburu ahịa gị gaa mebe ha ga-eburu ahịa m gaa mebe mụ enye ha ego adị ịmara ume enwere ike iji eke nara ha anụsa gị ọgụ so ha bịazie mụ enye ha ego ha etinye gị ego mana ndị nọ na ya ha ndị ezigbo mmadụ so since adị m ji wee nwụọ ha sị nkwụba ego na nna-akwụ etiri m ego na-akwụ 25.
Like their helpless mothers, children are also directly affected by the violent menace of tax collectors. This newspaper report on Onitsha details how levy collectors chased a school bus into a ditch, putting the life of school children at risk. Women traders traveling in lorries to long-distant markets to buy or sell yams, tomatoes, gari or other food items complain of routine harassment and extortion on the highways by law enforcement agents who obviously see honest work as a crime. At will, vehicles with goods are impounded and payments demanded. In November 1929, a rebellion by market women in southeastern Nigeria over taxation resulted in what is named in British colonial records as the Aba Women Riot. Thousands of angry women revolted against tax policies imposed by colonial administrators. The women attacked and set ablaze native courts run by colonial officials. They attacked the Barclays Bank, European-owned stores and prisons. About 50 women were shot dead in the uprising by colonial police. At the end, the colonial authorities were forced to drop plans to impose tax on market women. Most of the women that participated in the Aba Women Riot traded in palm oil and kernels. Madam Obegeli Ezanya from Ititi village, Ibuku, is one of the Igbo women whose mothers experienced the tax revolt in 1929. 86 years later, Obegeli, though proud to be in the palm oil business, is facing even worse tax conditions than those experienced by her mother.
And the yana kelukwa imekita. Makana ihe anyị na-ahụ na nkwu Igbo kita, ọ na-adụ too much. Ụmụ nwoke ibiri taba ede afọ maka afọ dị na ihe ahịrị nne. Anyị tawa afọ a tachachacha ka anyị buruzie pụọ na nkwu Igbo ka anyị ma na anyị na-eleta ego were rie nri ọ wee nyekwana ụmụ anyị aka anyị anaghị afụ ịgaji ebutu mmanụ aha akọba ha weta ego a na nke a akọwara weta ego nke a so anyị amakwu na ndị gọọmenti wa na-ekwu na ha dịrị ha na nke a na ego ahụ na-elutụkwa ha aka tiketi eje ha enye gị ya mana eji agba mbọ nara gị ego a na so ihe a na-eme na ihe awọ na-eme anyị anya mmiri and ana m ekwu na ọwụ na enebaghị ya anya na ihe a mere na Aba dị emekwakwa na nkwu Igbo.
Obegeli's words were not mere prophecy. On 13 September 2014, various newspapers published reports of a women's protest in Aba. Over 300 women, mostly fruits and vegetable sellers from various markets in Aba, marched through major roads in protest against multiple taxation and intimidation by agents of the Aba South Local Government Council.
Okay, I see one woman why can not tax. What can you woman why in them? So why where is he will gara or time? You are letting him no more why get tax. So question no more why can not tax. What's are they? Even in the traffic the minute to celebrate in them. One day now, one day I got one never. So I made them on the ticket to Hana and I go do to name where I had in the one way. Oh, yes, I got to hear bring on ya. I have that one. So Hana give me how much I am about every guy and I'll ever keep it. And I go every day 250 naira. Mira, I try him. This one only got half. We're going to Bugaya office.
A year before the Aba protest, on June 12, 2013, a similar women's protest was witnessed in Awka, capital of Anambra State. On that day, market women from Ekoka Market had taken to the streets in protest against a 3,000 naira development levy imposed by the state government. Riot policemen shut down the market, stopping both male and female traders from earning a living on that day.
We have instructed the Commissioner of Police, the people that will make these collections. You know, as a matter of fact, before we came in, like I told you, there were too many revenue collectors that we have pruned down to 15 now. And it's only under the signature of the Secretary to the State Government that those letters can go out. And it's only after I've approved same, you know. So any other fellow, and they've been arresting them in deluge, any other fellow that is seen making collections that are illegal will be dealt with. And they're already dealing with them. We're prosecuting about 27 of them already, you know, and we'll continue to pick them up and deal with them, you know. People try to take advantage of some people, you know, but we have also instructed the market organizations to assist here. We've told them not to pay taxes to agents that are not government agents, full stop. You know.
Human rights lawyer Emeka Omar Balasi is a public affairs commentator, especially on state, citizens, and social contract.
The Taxes and Levies Act, you know, have very clear provision for that. That if somebody is earning less than so amount as an income earner, the person is not entitled to personal income tax. And like I said, personal income tax also includes some of those things like development levy and things like that. Women should be exempted. Not women who have oil companies, so it's not what I'm saying. All these petty traders, all these women, some of them are widows, and those that are very poor in the society, they are supposed to be encouraged for not turning themselves into prostitution and things like that, and for deciding to struggle to earn their living so as to take care of their children legitimately.
Between 2009 and 2011, a total of 800 companies were forced to shut down due to harsh economic climate. Many more have suffered the same fate ever since. As the number of working male population takes a dive, more and more husbands are fleeing home, with a corresponding increase in the number of female-headed households in Nigeria. With 80% of Nigeria's youth unemployed, according to the central bank, mothers must continue to feed their unemployed graduate children whom they had labored to send to school. This wood seller in Aba here insists on her bicycle's right of way. It is the only way to stay alive. Given all the broken political promises since 16 years of democracy, most people in Aba, as elsewhere in Nigeria, have come to believe in only one thing: self-help. Solutions to the menace of multiple taxation in Nigeria's informal sector should include automation of tax operations at state and local government levels. This would rid the system of illegal revenue collectors and corruption. Government should introduce a biometric system that captures a comprehensive tax record that can easily be accessed, even on a mobile phone, by tax authorities and taxpayers alike to confirm payment or dictate non-payment of taxes. This would eliminate corruption, multiple taxation, and also guarantee that small and medium businesses are taxed according to their income. This biometric system is already being considered in Anambra State.
We're trying to capture all the markets, men and women, and the stalls through biometrics. That will afford us an opportunity to, among other things, level tax where we can, and also for security, you know, to know who is who.
Payment of taxes in cash should be replaced with an e-payment method as a way of blocking leakages in revenue collection. The use of consultants to collect taxes and levies is illegal and must therefore be challenged by the citizens in a court of law. The Taxes and Levies Act, previously referred to as the Taxes and Levies Decree No. 21 of 1988, prohibits the use of consultants for assessing and collecting taxes and levies by any tier of government. The law says no person other than the appropriate tax authority shall assess or collect tax or levy. Tax authorities should publish the approved list of taxes and levies within states and local governments as a way to educate the public and increase compliance rate. Finally, payment of tax should be seen as a basis for taxpayers to collectively demand good governance, respect of human rights, community participation in budget monitoring, all in a fulfillment of the social contract between the state and the people.
On Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, People's Preferred Station.
Plastic bags. I'll say every day. Plastic bag. Wow. I might say every day.
There is nothing I make use of in my shop as leather. I use about 2 packages of leather every day.
Packing several things, clothes. It could be clothes at times. It could just be maybe items from the market. As in when you buy foodstuffs, even packing other plastic bottles too, and virtually anything that needs to be packed. Most of the times we use plastic bags for them.
If I'm going to somewhere like the market or a shop or something, I'll definitely have to use a plastic bag.
For me, my business revolves around that. You can imagine coming to buy a pair of shoes and I'll just give you in your hands. What will happen? Will I ask you to put it in your handbag? No, I can't do without it. And then what if I come to the market and I want to buy tomato or whatever? What happens? Where will I put my stuff?
Leather, they help my business in many ways because of many customers, they cannot buy your market without leather now. They may not be, it will not be portable for them to carry it to their home. So there is portability being using leather in terms of putting the materials, that putting the goods that you have sold to the customers, so that it will be easy to carry to the car for them.
Because I need it for everything. I need it for my waist bin, I need to pack some things, I need it for everything.
I'm a fashion designer. Most times if my clients want to see me, I go with my bags because when I come here, I always come with clothes. That's the reason I'm using it. Well, it depends on the quality of the plastic bag and the size. For instance, if it's like the big polythene bags, we recycle. We could still use it to maybe pack clothes later. We could still use it at home for maybe pack refuse before we dispose of it. But if it's the smaller ones that maybe you used to carry, like something like fish, or things that will still leave stain or smells in it, we dispose of it immediately.
So if it's perishable things, I'll definitely throw it. But if it's like about clothes, we usually keep it in a basket in my house, so we can use it for other things. Yes.
I don't know, but I think a long while.
Oh, this question, Oga. The question is too big. Leather can take, to me, maybe 1 year. It will decompose within a year.
Like a month? I don't know. Like a month.
My God, I'm sure it takes long, because I think those are the things that you usually see that last a very long time inside all of the refuse dump and all those things. Most times when you go to pack stuff from a refuse dump, Some other things might have decomposed over time, but of course the plastic bags would just be there sticking out. So I'm sure it takes a long time.
I have no idea.
I guess for my little age, or for my little staying in this earth, I've never come across that one. Plastic bag, it don't decay easily. I've never seen it.
Well, how long it decomposes? How long? Because okay, well, at least from my own little knowledge of plastic, I know it's not biodegradable, so I know it takes a long time. Maybe I say 50 years thereabouts for it to actually decompose because of the kind of material it's made out of. So, but I'm not sure about. But I know it's a very long time actually.
Wow. A month? Or a year. It depends. A year.
That's impossible. Hi. That's impossible. No.
I cannot agree. It takes 150 years to decompose in the soil. So I may believe it since I don't have any knowledge on it.
You don't say. Then we should reconsider, really.
I'm just hearing it for the first time.
For a nylon bag to decompose after 100 and something years, I don't know. Maybe only a scientist can tell that, not me.
That's a lot of pollution for the ecosystem, actually, because since it doesn't decompose on its own, definitely even in because okay, well, I dispose of it through waste bin and all that, but a lot of people just throw it in the gutters. So you at least I know that will definitely clog up the drainages, and even for in fact, even to try to like quantify the amount of damage. Well, I really can't quantify, but I know it's a lot. It's a lot of damage to the ecosystem.
It caused erosion. I think that's which I've come across before. Erosion during rainy season, when you drop it, like when you keep them anyhow, like in a dustbin, and it rain, can easily cause erosion.
Well, I'm not really sure of like exact effects, but I shall know that every single thing in this world has its side effects. It has, even this microphone might have its own side effects. So I'm not really sure, but I'm very sure it does. It has side effects.
Plastic bag? No, I don't think so. It's not possible, honestly.
No. No, I can't.
I don't know how it's going to look like, but I don't think I can stay without that plastic bag. Because if I did not, then my client, they will insult me then, I sure. They will cost my life. So I don't think I can stay without using plastic bag. That's true.
Who is a good neighbor? Are you one? What would people who live or work beside you say about you? When last did you say sincere how are you to your neighbor? Do you thrash so much food while your neighbor has nothing to feed his or her family with? Has that problem he or she discussed with you in confidence become a problem shared with Africa? Many of us no doubt use the word neighbor. We use it to refer to people who live next to us in the same vicinity or even in our workplaces. Gone are the days of a problem shared is a problem solved. In today's reality, a problem shared with a neighbor is more like a problem gossiped about. Hence, people tend to keep more to themselves. Isn't it true that many people are slipping into depression today simply because everyone is solely concerned about personal gain, even at the expense of others? Make yourself available to whoever needs your help. That is your neighbor. Some may say, I wasn't asked for help. How do I help? Others may say, I don't know him or her. They are not related to me. I don't stand to gain anything. Now is the time to act. It is in you to be a good neighbor.